£340 for a set of Bridgestone A41s. Yeah, that's a whoa, 340, and I've paid 100 and let me check. Where's my invoice? Because I've already bought them, of course. Black circles.
Sorry, I don't know that.
I don't know whether you heard that or not, but that was Alexa in the corner just decided to speak up even though she wasn't prompted to. I have paid £96.61 for my rear tyre, A41, and £77.28 for my front tyre, and £11.50 for delivery. So £190-ish. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to take the front wheel and back wheel off at the same time and prop the bike up using a jack, a car jack, and two, well, you only need one axle stand, but I'm going to use two axle stands just because I don't want my pride and joy to hit the deck without any wheels on it. And then I'm going to take the wheels with the bold tyres on them, the bald tyres on them, to a local garage. So this is my advice. What you do is, don't just call up any garage and say, what do you charge for changing tyres? You're going to find a lot of garages have got certain rules and protocols where they won't fit your tyre for you. Actually go down there, okay, have a chat with them, and tell them that you're a guy or a girl who likes to change their tyres quite a lot, but not necessarily throw the old one away, and talk about other local places that you've been to who are charging £20 a tyre just to change, and it's complete daylight robbery. But someone had advised me to come to your place because apparently you're the best. Yeah, so it's about having gift of the gab and making people feel an inch taller, because they'll want to help you hand over fist, especially if you're bad mouthing one of the competitors. Obviously don't bad mouth them badly, but you're just saying. So for me personally, I went to one place and I spoke to the guy there. It's £18 per wheel, so that's £36 to change the tyres, which I think is just outrageous. So I'm in a position where I like to change my tyres. I'm going on a road trip in 2 months' time. I'm not going to get through my brand new tyres that I've just bought within 2 months. I just know I'm not. But I do need to put brand new tyres on just before the road trip, because I don't want to be changing tyres by day 9, day 10 whilst I'm away. But when I get back, I'm going to have completely worn out tyres, and rather than buying another new set of tyres, I can put on the ones that I'm going to be fitting now, again, because they'll only be probably 30% worn. Yeah, so going down to BMW and paying £340, so that's crazy. That's so 340. So I've paid £190 plus the £10 fitting, 200. That's £140 saving. Wow, get in there. I thought I'd be saving about £100, but 140. So pennies only just dropped. £140 saving. Fantastic. So you know, it's worth getting out there in the garage and learning how to change the wheels yourself, taking them off and taking them down to a local tyre dealer and negotiating a price. I've got mine down to £5 per wheel, which is great. I'm not going to expect any spills and thrills for that. It's literally going to be a straightforward change and balance. So I do expect them to balance it, so you ask for that as well. But you know, all that white gunk that you find that they put, I've already spoken to the guy. He said I'll do it, it won't take long at all, but you know, they'll still be covered in the white gunk. You know, we're not going to clean them up or anything, which I'm fine with. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, because all you guys should be changing your own wheels on your GS's, in my opinion, or any bike really, because it's so damn simple. And if you want to fit your own tyres, well then I don't know how you get around the balancing side of it. I'm sure there's someone on YouTube who can show you how to balance a wheel, but I think I'd prefer to leave that to the pros. So yeah, so don't think there's anything else further due to mention. Let's go and take the wheels off. Right, so the first thing we want to do is to remove the rear mudguard. And then remove the bolts around the inside of the rear wheel. The rear wheel is really easy to remove. They're obviously very tight, so you need to put a bit of elbow grease on them to actually take them off. So this is me just getting the trolley jack ready. So the first things first is we're going to loosen the pinch bolts. There's no need to undo them all the way and take them out. All we're doing is loosening them. Now only loosen the right hand side, like the side where you've got the nut, the side of the speed sensor. And leave the other side tightened up, because as you loosen the nut on the axle, which I'm about to do now, the pinch bolt on the left is still holding onto the axle spindle nice and tight, allowing you to unscrew the bolt easily. And then once you've got that unscrewed, then you loosen the pinch bolt on the other side. This is a really handy tip, otherwise you might be in a situation where you're just constantly turning the main axle bolt anti-clockwise and the whole axle's turning at the same time. So I'm starting to take a little bit of weight away from the front wheel and just jacking it up, so when that front wheel comes off, it's not going to fall onto its forks. So I have noticed when you check on Google for spec for the size of the axle, everyone says it's 22mm. However, mine's 19mm. I don't know whether that's something to do with the 2018 model. I don't know, but mine's 19mm. So now I'm putting another an axle stand under the back, because I know you can't see it in the picture, but the rear wheel is off because we've just taken it off. And I'm just putting that under the rear swing arm, just in case. Like, all the weight is right forward, but the front wheel does weigh something, so by taking it off, you're just covering yourself. That it's not going to act like a seesaw and rock right off its centre stand. So, like a Nelly, I thought I'd try and take the front wheel off without taking the brake calipers off, but unfortunately you just can't get the clearance with the wheel, with the rim. So the brake calipers do need to be removed. So you need to do this really before you take the axle off. But it wasn't difficult for me to take it off afterwards. And then, just for safety precautions, in case the trolley jack fails me, I'm going to put another axle stand and just take the pressure off the trolley jack. I'm still going to leave it there though. Right, okay, so as you can see, it's pretty simple to figure out which wheel goes on what. So obviously the front wheel, there's the front wheel there. A really good opportunity as well is to when you take the wheels down to your local tyre fitting place, to get them fitted and balanced. If it wasn't for the balancing, I'd do it myself. but I don't really fancy doing the balancing myself. So really good opportunity to clean the wheel whilst it's off. So obviously being careful you don't get any water inside the bearing in there. One of the steady mistakes I made is I got it down to the local tyre dealer, the tyre fitting place, and I saw this spacer, bush, whatever you want to call it, but then I noticed there wasn't one on this side. Now if I take the bush off that side and put it in this side, it does fit, which made me think I'd lost it. So like a lemon, an absolute lemon, I started hunting in the boot of my car, on my driveway, back down the tyre centre, looking around the floor for it. Even the guy at the tyre centre said, yeah, you only bought the wheel in with one bush in it. So I thought I must have lost it. So there I am ordering another bush because I couldn't find it. And Motorrad tell me, you only need one. Which goes on the side with the, I guess that's for the ABS, isn't it? The ABS meter. I'm pretty sure it is. Right, so let's push it back, get it lined up. I've got the spindle bolt here, the axle, should I say. Now, I've already put some grease on this. It's a good idea when you take it off, put some more grease on there. I only need to put a little bit. This bike's only 4 months old, so it's pretty greased up as it is, but I put a thin layer of grease back on there as well. So here comes the tricky bit. It's all about lifting it and keeping it there. So I'm going to have to use, well, I could use my foot. I'll use my foot. There you go. Okay, so what I've done here, I've got my hand underneath it, which is wedged against my leg. Where there's a will, there's a way, eh? I'm literally just pushing the axle through. Here it comes. Right, so that's not all the way in yet, and obviously these pinch bolts are still loose on here, otherwise the axle wouldn't go through. Then using this, it probably won't reach just yet. Oh, it does reach, so there's no need to try and put the socket in the other side of the axles, try and turn it in because it's not threaded. This just helps you get the actual axle out. Now I have read online that a lot of the axle bolts are 22mm, but this 2018 GS Adventure is 19mm on this side, but we don't need it for putting it back on again. Right. So what I'm going to do is just, without torquing it up, we're just going to put it on gently. So that's pulling the axle through as I'm doing that. Okay, so that's kind of like a little bit tight, but not tight. Yeah. And so I'm going to loosely tighten these up as well, just loosely. So nothing has been torqued up at all. Now I'm going to put on the brake caliper. Right, that's that. Right, then you've got the ABS sensor. I'm saying it's an ABS sensor, I actually don't know. I think it is. Right, and then we've got the brake caliper the other side. Okay, that's on. Now put the bolts on. Bolts in. Okay. Right. Now, let's talk it up. So, with the axle, in my booklet it's page 217. Just go to the rear page, look up torques, and it's there. Takes you to page 217. Right. Quick release axle in telescopic forks. That's this here. 30 Newton meters. Right. That's that. And then clamping screw for quick release, that's the pinch bolts, 19 Newton meters. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna I'm not gonna go mad at that because I can see the center stand moving as I'm turning that up to 90 Newton meters. So I'm gonna tighten these all up at the very end. But they're on tight, but I don't like the way the bike's moving on the axle stands. So gently let the bike. No, I need to take it back up first because it's on the axle stand. So here we go, up we go. Okay, let's let her down gently. Now let's go to the back of the bike and we'll come back to the front and do the torques in a moment. So nice brand new Bridgestone Battle Axe A41 to go on.
Okay, this is a post audio recording because I didn't explain myself very clearly during whilst I was actually doing the wheel fitting, but it does say in the manual when you put the bolts in, make sure you tighten them up diagonally, so where you put them all in loosely, get it all like get the wheel up against the hub, and then as you tighten them up to the up to the Newton meter torque which your manual advises you to do. For my case, it's 60 Newton meters. Make sure you tighten them in diagonally from each other, so as you go around, so it tightens the wheel on evenly. But it does say this in the manual.
Rear wheel, always good idea to put the bike in gear when undoing and doing up the nuts at the back to stop the wheel from going round. Rear wheel to wheel flange, 60 Newton meters, 60. Right.
just getting it all individually tight. And then here we go, going for the 60 Newton meters torque now. I can't get it. I can't get it to click. There we go. I need my elbow grease to get those done up. Right, obviously I'm going to take that away. Right, let's now, I'm going to put this down onto the side stand. And now we're going to do those get those front nuts done. And the brake calipers, don't forget as well. So I think it was 19, wasn't it? Let's double check. Yep, 19 Newton meters for the pinch. That's fine. Brake calipers. That's it. That's it. We're done. All done. So nice and simple, really. One thing I haven't done actually is done the torque on the ABS. Believe it or not, there's a torque setting for the ABS. So I'll quickly do that. And that is wheel speed sensor. Sorry, it's not ABS at all. Wheel speed sensor to fork leg, 8 Newton meters. Voila! So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Bear in mind that I am not an experienced mechanic on bikes, but I've just saved myself loads of money. You saw the phone call at the beginning of the video going through to BMW Motorrad here in the UK, booking in my bike for a service and asking them how much are the new tyres going to cost on top of the service. Bargain. So please leave a comment below, and I really hope that this is going to help some of you guys out there to save some pennies towards your bacon butties on your ride outs.